Hello, today is a Sunday morning and we are not gonna have to go to work today. At least in my case, I know there are so many other people who may have jobs on a Sunday. Maybe those guys who work at fast food joints or some type of store where they expect a lot of people to be coming in due to it's the weekend. And of course, we have the usual sunlight, bit of clouds, and also one of the cats on the not on the roof this time, but near the stairs, high enough to be seen here, and scratching herself. I think this is Mama Meow, and it's a usual type of observance that I have where I see the usual household cats scratching themselves. I think that there was a time when they didn't do that too often, but maybe there's been some change in the weather or something like that that caused them to do that. So, today, what we are going to talk about is something that I was maybe thinking of, but maybe I should also look at the YouTube history list that I have here, just in case there's something that I'd want to focus on, and maybe there is nothing there. Oh, okay, so looks like I would have to connect to the internet, but I'm not connected right now, and I think it's gonna be a bit of a while to do that. So in any case, I was just also looking at the Jungle Book Disney animation from long, long time ago. It's something that I saw many, many years ago, but I think that the vultures there is the part there. The part where you have the vultures is the one that I remember also because at the time maybe I've never heard of a vulture. I don't know what a vulture is, but here in this case we see them singing and having these expressions, and we begin to have an idea what they are and what they do, and they're pretty much there to wait for food because once an animal dies or some kind of maybe even human, then they have the this chance to actually get some piece of the meat and eat the meat as well. And I know that vultures have this negative impression on people that it's about death, and also some of the animals eating other animals who have died, and I think it evokes an impression of sadness even for certain people. And this reminds me also of the latest video that I uploaded on why reusing the same business model fails, and I think it's really real. Actually, it's really real because if it's something that happens in the real world, I don't know, there are so many other people who prefer a Disney type of movie, especially the ones after Jungle Book where there's more happiness, or there is definitely struggle, but you got more of the light-hearted side of the world, and somehow things go all right in the end. And the I think the Jungle Book animation film, that cartoon also supposedly gives you the impression that things go well in the end, but throughout the film you have the impression that things are sad. Even though somehow the ending is not supposedly so sad, you get the impression that it's it's something that that's inevitable. But somehow, if you are left behind, then you also feel sad, right? I think it now reminds me of the concept of the things just go on, and there's nothing really that you can do to change the situation. It's something that I encountered in my Japanese films class because I was reading up on how to explain the films or how the directors were thinking about certain things. And there's this constant theme about how things are the way they are, even though you want to change certain things, there is this difficulty in doing so, and eventually you have to just accept how things are. And I know that it's easy to say that, but there are people who also are having difficulty for real, difficulty getting things to go their way. And it's a lot more unfortunate if you are the one whom they are picking on because they think that you are the key to their misery. So somehow, if you are not happy, then they feel happy. So I think it's a type of maybe we can say paradigm where there's this guy who is happy, and because of that fact, other people are sad. And so what they want is for you to feel sad so that they'll feel happy. And that's maybe tied to economics as well. If you've ever heard of the Nash Equilibrium, the reason why people, for example, are making money is because there are those who are losing money. So the only way that you can win is for other people to lose. And eventually it will reach a point where people prefer not to change because you've reached an equilibrium. Because if they changed, then things would be happening and they could feel a lot worse. Or, of course, if you are the optimistic type, maybe you'll feel a lot better. But because it's already at an equilibrium point, people prefer not to do anything anymore because they feel that the chances of their being a lot happier is so much lower. So they prefer to just stay as is. That's why people aren't gonna move or change or act. And so if you are one of those guys, then good for you. Maybe you won't cause problems to other people. But I know that there are those who are trying to still get someone to to pick on, and somehow maybe that would uplift them, and so we get another movement in the graph, shall we say. So I guess the equilibrium is something that we can attain for a certain point in time, for maybe a period of time even, but eventually you'll have to move on, and there are people who will be dissatisfied and discontent, and they'll want to shake things up. And that's why we get another movement, and hopefully you are not the one who will be picked on, and you will not the one who will be ending up sad. Okay, so I think that should be enough. Thanks for joining me. We'll see each other soon.